I'm Purdy.
Here we go. Moving on. The real question, according to what I'm reading in front of me, according to producer Harry, why aren't the Eagles number one? Because the Eagles beat up on Harry's Miami Dolphins team. It was close till the end, and it kind of got away from Miami. But why do you have the Eagles number two as we sit here?
Because the Chiefs are better than the Eagles.
Woo! All right, well, that's easy.
I mean, everybody just discounts the Chiefs' defense. They played well this year.
We talked about it on the Sunday night show. That defense is playing really well.
And now the offense has started to look like the offense again. I mean, they what did Mahomes throw for 450 the other day? That's back. We hadn't done that all year.
I'm tired of defending Brandon Staley, so I don't want to talk about that game.
Well, you can't defend Brandon Staley. There's no defense of him. Zero.
If he were making CBS Sports expert picks, he would have gone 0-13.
By the way, Kellen Moore hasn't made the offense any better either.
They're scoring fewer points somehow the last few games. I think he's better for Justin Herbert, but I think that team, like the Browns, I feel like they're just cursed.
Well, yeah, usually guys get hurt or they find ways to lose games. It's crazy. Yeah, they're not very good right now.
You know what? You know who else is not very good? The Detroit Lions, who got smacked down by the Ravens. Pete, you moved the Ravens up 6 spots. I mean, you almost moved them to number one. Let me just ask you this. Are you overreacting to this win? Because this is a team who has lost to both the Colts and the Steelers within the past 5 weeks.
You knew it was going to take time to get the offense going. By the way, they had no business losing to either game. They should have beat the Steelers.
A lot.
Gave that game away. They have 7 drops in that game.
5 of them in the end zone.
See those numbers? 357, 4 none. That's what we've been waiting for Lamar Jackson in that Todd Monken offense. It's taken them a little time. They're healthier now. But here's the thing that people aren't paying attention to. They're the number one scoring defense in the league right now. Number one. So you look at that team. What are they giving up? 13 points a game? Is that right? Am I right about that?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you look at who they've played as far as being the number one scoring defense. They had C.J. Stroud making his first career start. They had Dorian Thompson-Robinson making his first career start, and to date his only start because he was so bad.
They had the hot lion Jared Goff making his.
That's true. But then he had Joe Burrow on the bad calf, and Kenny Pickett and Ryan Tannehill with a broken ankle. I mean, the schedule is kind of falling in their favor here.
They're still number one scoring defense in the league. Look, who's Kansas City defeated beside Jacksonville that has a winning record? Nobody.
We'll get to that in a second. It's like you're reading the script. And by the way, Pete, just so you're made aware, this is Breach trying to stand up for the Bengals by taking down all the other AFC North teams.
Oh, I think the Ravens are good. I said this on the podcast Sunday night. The Ravens were my preseason pick to win the division. I'm just not sure I'm moving them up 6 spots.
You picked the Ravens. You know what that is. I'm not going to get that for Christmas. I'm not going to get it for Christmas. I know I'm not getting that toy I want. I know I'm not getting it.
And it worked during my childhood multiple times, Pete.
Yeah, because you were a spoiled little kid. That's why.
What? No.
Yeah.
He has like 7 brothers and sisters. You can't spoil one of them.
Whose spoon had more silver on it? Breach's or Brinson's?
Not even close, Brinson.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Jim Breach had to raise an entire, it was like Brady Bunch over there.
Brinson didn't even have a silver spoon. It was 24 karat gold, and he got a new one for every breakfast.
I would agree with you 100%.
All right, Pete, you sort of touched on it here. The Chiefs are number one, but as producer Harry notes, they've lost to the only above 500 team they played so far week 1 against my Detroit Lions. So how can you...
Well, they beat Jacksonville's above 500.
That's why I said producer Harry made these notes.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, yeah.
When did they beat Jacksonville?
Week 2.
Week
2. Okay. All right. Maybe they weren't above 500 at the time. Either way, you have the Chiefs here. They haven't really played anyone. You okay with that?
Well, okay. Who's Miami defeated?
They beat the Broncos by 50.
Yeah, they're not very good. I mean, you could go through everybody's schedule and say, who have they defeated? Who have they beaten? And so the reality is the Chiefs are the best team. If you had to play a game in the middle of Alabama between the Chiefs and whoever, the Chiefs
and the Ravens,
and the Chiefs are winning that game.
Would they?
Yeah, they would.
All right. Yeah, Breach. Pete's used my neutral field argument. So, all right, Breach, I'll ask you, Chiefs on a neutral field. And by the way, Breach's wife from Alabama, so it may favor the Bengals. Chiefs, Eagles, who you taking, Breach?
On a neutral field, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Same, Pete?
I think Pete's got that one right.
Yeah.
All right. Chiefs, Ravens, same thing?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm taking the Ravens.
All right. I'll mention one more. Chiefs, Dolphins. Everyone's at full health.
Chiefs. And we'll know in a couple weeks as they play on a neutral field in Germany.
Oh, that's a good
There you go.
point. I
All
can't
right.
believe they moved that game to Germany. My God.
Hey,
Like,
you got, when you talk about Miami, going out on the road 3 times and the offense being stifled 3 times, not a good look.
No.
Not a
It's
good
not.
look.
They're going to, well, I don't know if they're going to win the division. They need to win the division.
It's
That
in fairness to them, they were missing 3 offensive linemen on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, but they
But
only
everyone's
scored 10 points. They had a
Everyone's
pick
hurt.
6. They only scored 10 points.
they really only scored 7 points because the field goal came off of Jalen Hurts' fumble, and then they went 3 and out, didn't do anything, kicked the field goal.
Yeah, so it's 7 points. So
Yeah.
and then when they played New England, they beat New England and they slowed them that day. And then Buffalo totally slowed them down. If you ever get caught playing man coverage with no safety over the top against Tyreek Hill, your defensive coordinator should be fired on the spot.
You deserve what you get.
Yep.